We back.
Right. What is up, y'all? We are back again. Goodfellow was making so much noise in the last video.
It was, but at least y'all can see people be like, tell y'all dog to be quiet. Like, it's not the dog.
It's him.
It's him.
He talks a lot.
But it's cool. So we're going to talk about something similar to the last video.
Right.
More of our beliefs, but on even more topics.
Yeah, so we're not going to go as deep. It's just going to be like basic topics, you know?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay, I think to start things off, so as everybody knows, Jehovah's Witnesses, they are not supposed to be involved in politics, okay? They're supposed to be neutral. Mm-hmm. Now, what are our views on politics?
You start.
Okay. I still don't mess with them, to be honest with you. I think it's pointless. There's a lot of people that we know that are really involved in politics, and I think that's a beautiful thing. You have the freedom to choose. Mm-hmm. But once again, if I say I don't want to do it, I just don't want to do it.
It's the two topics they say, religion and politics, that you leave alone.
I know.
And the thing about politics, people, a lot of XJWs that vote, go for it, but they feel like you need to do it. And it's like, it's like leaving one cult and joining another with the political thing. And the thing about politics, especially if you grew up within like the black community, our outlook on politics, some of us, like the older ones, are like, we fought for this. A lot of our generation, we talk about this and we watch generation after generation fight and ask and get the same results. And you understand.
They made leeway. We're not in slavery anymore in the same way.
That's the thing. The same way, but the 13th Amendment still says we abolish slavery unless you commit a crime. Now we can legally enslave you again. But literally after they ended slavery, they made it illegal for black people to own houses, to own land, so they start throwing us in jail. And if you watch that documentary called 13th, made after the 13th Amendment, it shows how they abolished slavery but just made slavery something else, to where they will throw you in jail. And then when leaders came forward, and this is why I say the people in power will never give you the power to take their power away. Why would I created the laws. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to make these laws so you can put me out of business and control me. No, that's going to go how I say. So to where people tried to vote and make these laws and step forward, they assassinated all the leaders one by one, to where the community has no head to the snake. And then they dropped the drugs and the guns in the community. So now you are more likely to not be led, and when you walk out the house, you are going to do the things that's going to get you enslaved. Till this day, down to the entertainment, the music, and every leader that comes forward is get them out the way. And so my boy Hippie Jeff back from PA had me watch Hypernormalization.
That was good.
That was real good. So what that kind of talked about was, you are given this illusion that you have to pick a political party, and they are going to do right by you, and you just have to wait on it because these are the ones in power. Not realizing in the documentary it showed that these political people were coming together because they owed money to the banks. And so the bankers were supposed to come and have this meeting. The time came, they didn't show up. They get a phone call, we'll be there at 1 o'clock. They announce to the people, they're going to be here at 1 o'clock. So they're like, does this mean we're not going to get the stocks paid? They'll be here at 1 o'clock. Okay, but does that mean we're going to... And they just ducked around the question. Now it's 1 o'clock. They don't show up. They have to announce again. So what the bankers do is go, you know what? We'll come, but we won't control over everything, which is why when you want to get a car, you want to get a house, credit, you have to go through who? Not the politicians. You go through the bank, because the banks have the power. And you are given... This is the thing. If you look up like JP Morgan and Vanguard, the people that own this stuff are trillionaires. But
they own everything.
They own everything, but you will never see them on the Forbes list.
Yes. Even people who are like, I don't use Johnson & Johnson anymore. Okay, well, you use this other company who owns Johnson & Johnson. Like,
right.
Everything is connected.
It's all connected. So you have to think, if I'm in control, you're not going to know me. You're going to know these little two people I got up here selling you dreams, and you're going, you know what? We got to vote for them. Not realizing this person, this president, is not going to come out and change the rules tomorrow, because they have to go through somebody else. And even and this is where people go, well, you worried about the president, worried about your local politicians.
Yeah.
Back home in Dayton, Ohio, we seen some local politicians get caught up in a cocaine case that went under the rug. Meanwhile, we know people that sell drugs to go to jail. So these are the people you have to vote for. But this is the thing. They will never let a Malcolm X or Huey P. Newton or Fred Hampton be the person in charge. We want somebody that's going to tap dance and do what we tell them to do. And this is who we're going to have as the mayor or the politicians that you have to listen to, because they going to fall in line. And if you get out of line, just like the bad slave, we're going to make an example out of you.
And this goes with everything. It's not even just politics. It's celebrities. It happens with celebrities all the time, especially college celebrities. Like, they're not going to allow you to step out of line. When it comes, they're going to make you look crazy, make you look like you were on drugs, expose you for, like, you know, P. Diddy, like, expose him for all these things. But what's the difference between him and
Hugh Hefner and them? Like, it's all, you realize all of this stuff doesn't really matter. And just look at other countries. When other countries want change, they just, you know what, man, let's go out in the street and we about to do ABC and it's going down. And that's how they get their way. But in America, they got the spank, they got the put down on everybody. Don't you dare get out of line. And the people don't have the military to back them up. Like, the closest thing that the community got was the Black Panther Party. Because for once, you had militant men and women that were independent. We got after school programs. We feed in our community. We are educated and we armed because we know the laws. Franklin D. Roosevelt, I want to say, was the president that said, this is the biggest threat to white America, the Black Panther Party. And you seen what happened to them. They all got wiped out, and right after that is when the drugs came. So that lets you know, I always tell people, that was the formula to change. It wasn't going to, you don't go to your bully and say, man, please stop bullying me, please. And they go, okay. No, but when you put your hands on the bully, now you got them shaken up. And that's what this group was to the political party, which is why I say, I'm not going to ask the bully for permission.
This is why our page is called Awakened Truths too. It's not just in regards to like religion and things, but like when we left, we kind of, it felt like we got indoctrinated or started deconstructing from a lot of things. You know, it wasn't just religion, because there's so many things that we don't have control of, and that people will make you think that you have control of something. And let's just take the last what is it called, when the last political vote, like between Trump and Biden.
Or the one just now.
Yeah,
with
what
Harris.
is that called? Or that's what I meant.
Okay.
With Harris and Trump. What is it called? The last campaign. Whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. So let's just take this last one. So many people got so upset, so afraid, so everything, okay, with this last political campaign and things. And I just don't like my blood pressure rising. Plain and simple. I don't like getting upset over things that I cannot control. So I'm not going to take in and digest all of these details just for something to not go my way. Because I am the type of person like where if something is not going my way, like I get angry, I get flustered, I get all of these things. So I choose the whole willful ignorance in regards to this. Like I just don't, what's going to happen is going to happen. Period. Point blank.
And check this out. People have this illusion that, well, if this person get in office, this gonna happen. A person that runs a business, you don't think they have the next 5 years planned out? That's just one business. So you telling me the people in control of this country don't have the next 5-10 years? Just think about the gentrification going on. You think they just woke up and decided this? They knew when they put the crack in the neighborhoods what the plan was. So this idea of not thinking they don't have the next president or the next moves in order, come on, it's this simple.
Everything is crooked.
It's all of it, and it's already planned out. What's about to happen next year been planned. All they have to do is this. If they say, all right, in 2020, and it's 2008 at the time, we gonna push this inflation thing. The best thing to do ahead of time is stick this new person here, and you go, hey, they making everything go up in prices. Take them out, stick this person in, because we already planned on, all right, in a few years, we're gonna even it back out. So when it's time to even it back out, pull them out, stick them in. Oh, see, look. They brought it back down. You falling for the smoke and mirrors.
Yeah.
This stuff been playing.
All I know is I don't have a lot of knowledge in regards to politics and things like that. And I don't really care to, because it's just not my thing. Like, at all. I don't care. I just don't care to be involved. But I understand why people are involved, and, you know, taking your choice and what you want to do with that. That's awesome. Like, more power to you. You know what I mean? But it's most likely not going to change my opinion about it.
No, you just gotta, I say, worry about what's in your control.
Yes,
teach your household. Yeah, you can't force everybody else to get down with your political party or vote for this, because everybody has their own agenda and journey. Just do what works for you.
That's it. Okay, so I guess the next topic within this will be like sinning, okay? So premarital sex, smoking, gambling, alcohol, drugs, whatever the case may be. Like, what are your views on that?
Sin is something in the Bible instead of just positive and negative, because it's all coming from this idea of this religious teaching. I believe in good and bad. Some things need to be done with balance. Some things you probably just shouldn't mess with at all. Things like, all right, dating. I think if that's what you want to do and you want to wait until you're married to move in with a person, go for it. Do I think it's a good idea? I wouldn't recommend not knowing what somebody lives like until y'all locked into a contract together and you find out this person's a hoarder.
Legal contract.
Yeah, like a legal contract. You find out like, dang, this person's a hoarder. But the religion tell you, especially Jehovah's Witness, well, you just got to deal with it. Or, dang, when this person get mad, they like to punch on people. Well, you just got to deal with it. Now, like, these are things you should find out ahead of time. Things like alcohol. Alcohol is not really that good for you. If you want to have a drink here and there, go for it. If you want to be a drunk, I wouldn't recommend it.
Right. A lot of people did that as Jehovah's Witnesses.
Yeah, they do. Simply because they not allowed to do much of anything else. But it's all about balance.
I think it's about balance too. Because when we went to Dominican Republic, we smoked our very first cigar, okay? We made our own cigars, rolled them up and everything. And we were like, all right, why not? Let's try it. It was a fun, like, you know, experience. I'm glad that we had the experience, and I'm glad that we didn't feel guilty by doing it. It was fun to us, and it was something that we get to look back on as a memory, you know. And if we find ourselves in Mexico, DR, wherever it may be, and we want to smoke us up a cigar, then we can without feeling guilty about it.
Yeah, like how you gonna send somebody to hell, or you can't go to a paradise because you puffed a cigar, put it out, was like, all right, that was cool. Like that, we don't. I ain't went and bought no cigars after that. Like I don't care to.
We still have our ones that we.
Yeah, we still got them, and it's just like, all right, well, this is a cool experience. But as far as condemning humans with something that you put on this earth, makes no sense. Yeah, all the sense, like things like gambling, which is funny because God gambled in the Bible. No, he didn't. Remember the story of Job when he made a bet with Satan on how loyal this person was? Yeah, that was a bet. You can twist it and turn it however you want. The fact that you have to test somebody when you are all-knowing, that's gambling. Do I suggest people gamble? I wouldn't suggest it, but if that's what you want to do, go for it. If you are able to have enough control to where, all right, I'm going to go to Vegas because I'm on vacation, and I'm going to take $100, and I'm cool with that. If you are able to control something like that, go for it. But if you putting your house on the line,
that's a problem.
Yeah, you tweaking.
But that goes back to balance.
Yep.
Yeah, because we did the same. I mean, we gambled before. We gambled multiple times at this point. You know what I mean? But we don't like losing money, so it's not a big deal.
When we say we gamble, I'm talking about $20, maybe $5, and then once we see it lose, it's like, bro, it's like, oh, I'm out. Like I'd rather just do stocks or something like that, or I look at it like posting content is gambling.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, it's like, all right, this is either going to be impactful or it's not.
Yeah. Sometimes it doesn't even need impact. It's just this one's going to take to the algorithm or this one's not, you know?
Yeah, that's good enough for me, but somebody else might need to shoot dice. Bet the house. Who knows?
Oh my gosh. See, yeah, that's when it gets crazy. That's when it becomes a problem. But anything that you do that is too much, like that's a problem. You know, it goes for everything and anything. Eating, like if you overeat too much, that's a problem. But we need food in order to sustain our life. So food itself is not the problem. It's what we're doing with it. You know? Okay, so next for us is going to be how we view fellowship and like association. As Jehovah's Witnesses, you're really only supposed to associate with other Jehovah's Witnesses. How do we view that now? Like, do we only hang out with spiritual people? Do we only hang out with people who have our same beliefs? Simple answer, no.
No, like at least my whole thing is morals. We gotta have similar morals at least.
Yeah.
And it's not as strict as, all right, I'm a Jehovah's Witness and you a Jehovah's Witness. My whole thing is you gotta be a genuine person and you have to have a way of living to where you just not gonna accept anything, or you're not just gonna welcome any type of energy around you. You have to be a strong-minded individual. That's all I ask for is somebody that's loyal and somebody that knows where they're going in life. That's the requirement of being around me. I don't care about your beliefs. Long as you ain't pushy with the beliefs, that's something that'll get you. I ain't really trying to talk to you like that.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's like I got friends from all walks of life.
Yeah. I'm okay with people being who they are, and I can decide if I want to be around them or not. You know, like sometimes it's just something that's wrong in their personality that I don't like, that doesn't match with me. Like for me, it's like I cannot stand a woman who is in competition all the time, because if I'm your friend, like I just want to be your friend. Like I want to be able to celebrate you whenever you need to be celebrated, and vice versa. I don't want to have to be, oh well, I did. Like that is so draining to me. So that's one thing for me. Like just a genuine person, you know, like genuine people around. That's what I like.
Yeah, and that's kind of a rare thing to come across, because everybody wants to look genuine. But this is the thing about energy. I always say you can fool the eyes, you can lie to the ears, but you can't fake energy. You can walk in with a fake smile where somebody go, something ain't right with them. Because the energy, that's the main thing to look for, is the energy in people. And I understand that people only do what you allow them to. So if you come across somebody and they have funny ways, it's up to you if you deal with it, because it's not you are what you attract, it's you are what you entertain. Because I heard somebody say everything's attracted to the light.
That's true.
Even bugs, but you don't have to accept that. And so at that point, when you realize a person is a certain way, you have to have some type of logic to go, you know what? This is a bad person.
Yeah.
And don't go, well, I know, but.
Yeah.
And then you start making excuses. No, somebody ain't right, they ain't right. Now, if you want to be around them, that's up to you.
And I think for me too, it's like a level of understanding, because I cannot entertain friendships that are like super needy, because I'm just not that way, and I don't have the energy to have to deal with it all the time. You know, like, oh, you didn't answer my call, blah blah blah. No, and I'm not gonna answer every call.
People
like,
got lives.
I have a whole life. You should have a life too. Like, what's going on? You know what I'm saying?
For real.
And I don't even have kids yet. But if I have kids, I'm sorry, but calls are not gonna be answered. Like, I'm not a person that's just like texting back all the time. So, it's nearly impossible for me to have needy friends. I'm not a needy friend. Like, I really don't need a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need you to be in constant contact with me. Nothing like that. But going back to like, if they have to share the same beliefs, no, they don't. I'm friends with atheists. I'm friends with Buddhists. I'm friends with Catholics. You know, like it makes.
I'll say mine. If you a racist, we can't be friends. That's a deal breaker. Yeah, like as far as different beliefs, like if you believe in like oppressing, like we don't need to talk nothing. Just leave it at that.
Yeah,
that's like
do not entertain that.
No, I don't. My thing is drama, and the part of healing, you have to understand yourself and your limits. And you have to know what takes you there. Now, if you allow everything to take you there, you have to do some work. So before you even get to that point, know what your buttons are. Mine is like people that just love negativity and drama. And that's something people don't like to talk about. Some people like drama. Some people like, BS. And sometimes it's people that you used to be close with. And it's like, bruh, I ain't trying to hear all that. Like that's something. I have certain people that might still be in the streets and they want to keep me up to date. And it's like, bro, I don't give a damn. Like, that stuff don't impress me no more, bro. I'm in my 30s. I don't care about who in and out of jail and who getting shot at. Like, that stuff is, that's not the life that I want around me, especially when you elevate. So certain things, but you understand certain people, they like that type of stuff. Yeah, and that's cool.
It's just going to be that.
Yeah, and you can still be cordial with people, but as far as, like, kicking it, if this person always is bringing this around, or if you go out, you're going to get into an argument or a big fight with some people, it's like, nah, I'm cool, man. Like, I'm cool on the drama stuff. Oh, my
gosh. I see. So, our last topic that we are going to cover is evangelism. So, like, preaching and sharing your religion. Our thoughts on that, okay? When it comes to anything, I don't like being pushed in a direction. It's actually going to do the opposite and make me push against it even more. Even if the person is right, okay? Because of the approach, the way that my like personality is set up and like my ego is set up. If somebody is pushing me in one direction, I am naturally just going to resist. Like, no. So I don't like that, and I don't like it when people are pushy. I try not to be pushy.
Yeah, I agree with that. Especially like the religious thing. I get a lot of that like with TikTok, a lot of the Christians. And my thing is this. When I share knowledge, I'm talking to the people that's on what I'm on. And I will honestly say, especially this is the thing that irritates me with people that push religion. They pushing something I already did. You know, it's like if you are just now going to Cancun and I've been living in Cancun for all these years and I go, you know what? I don't like the heat. I want to go in the cold. Don't try to convince me. No, you need to come in the heat because ABC. No, I already been there. Don't try to tell me what's there. I was already there. And the same like with Christianity. I understood because I moved around. I lived over here. I lived over here. I studied this. I looked at that. If you haven't done the traveling, don't try to tell me about the traveling.
Yes, and also just understand that everybody is on their own journey. We are all allowed to evolve. We're all allowed to change our opinions. My opinions that I have today, I'm allowed to change them in 5 years if I want to change them. Yes, period. So just because you are in a different point in your journey does not mean that you have to try to drag somebody to where you're at.
No, and understand what you know today, you may know something different tomorrow.
Exactly.
But if you are in the mindset of what I have is right and that's it, and I ain't trying to hear what you saying, that's not gonna work out. Your mind should always be, I know what I know so far. What you got? Let me look into what you talking about.
Yeah,
but it's there. The thing with the religion thing is, I already looked at that, but they want to go, no, I know you're saying this, but it's really this. You really mad at God, or you really hurt, and you like, no, I'm not hurt. I'm not mad at nothing. I'm telling you why I believe this or why I don't believe that.
Yeah.
But the arrogance of, anyways,
right,
like not listening to you.
And I have the right answer. It's always this battle of, I am right. What is wrong with like, okay, maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong.
Or could you be wrong?
Could you be wrong?
And that's the thing I like about most people that are no longer religious, or even people that are into science. They say we don't have all the answers.
I love
we
that
don't
answer.
know. Versus
I love
we
that
know.
answer.
Yeah, instead of just making something up and be like, well,
Yeah.
God worked a mysterious way. No, what are you talking about?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because, okay, I looked this up before, like different kinds of truths that there are. And you know, the percentage of actual, like, real truth is so small, but we have this large label of what we label truth. Even our channel, it's awakened truth, but we're awakening to our subjective truths. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that everything we're saying is 100% correct, you know, but through our experience, it's what is the truth, you know? And most truths that we label are actually subjective. Almost every single one.
Yeah.
And that's an insane thought to have because it makes you look at things so differently, you know? Like one person can look at this plant and be like, oh, that plant is green. Somebody else will say it's lime green. Somebody else will say it's emerald. Okay, whatever. You know what I mean? At this point. But like, if you cannot prove it over and over again and get the same exact result, it's not considered like a real objective truth. That means most things in our lives that we consider to be true are subjective.
Which is why you need to look at the full picture. Let's think of this illustration. You out and about and you see a man punch a man in the face. And you see that part. Man, that man dead wrong. He punched that man in the face. Somebody else was there the whole hour, seeing this man getting chased with a weapon. He ducking and dodging, and he boom, punched the man, knock him out. Your story versus their story is different. Your story or your perception, this man is in the wrong. This story, this man is in the right because he's defending himself. It's all about perception. Just like that picture where it's two people standing and it's a six drawn.
I was just about to say
what
that,
I'm saying?
babe. You be like,
that's like we here.
Yeah, one person says it's a 6, the other person says it's a 9.
Who's right? Depends where you're standing at.
Exactly.
And if you are new, especially somebody who's been given a religion from parents, you taught from the gate. This is right. This is what you accept. So to you, this is the truth. Just like Jehovah's Witnesses. If you were given that, this is the truth. Versus somebody who was in it and woke up and go, no, that ain't true. Y'all both feel 100% y'all have truth.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's dependent on where you are at. You know, it doesn't mean that one is better than the other. No, things are necessary for that point of your journey. I feel like all the time. And that's why I never view the religion that we were in as like a bad thing for our lives. I just view it as it was necessary, because would we be here in this mindset that we have now if it weren't for that? Maybe not. I don't know.
Because how could we, if we were never Jehovah's Witnesses, how could we help so many ex-Jehovah's Witnesses?
Exactly.
Because we can just sound like the people that studied it and talk about it, but it's different when somebody's like, no, I was in it and left. Then it's a different feel.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Let us know what y'all think about some of this. This might be a thing, because we always say, like, we talk about the XJW thing because that was a video we made and it drew in a lot of people that wanted to hear, our perspective or some of the beliefs.
So many people that needed help. We didn't even realize that there was a need out there.
Yeah, but we also have, like, the conversations we have on the regular is all types of different topics. Some is related to religion, some isn't, but this is something that we always wanted to talk about, you know?
Definitely. And to be more specific, because I feel like we kind of made a video like this, but we still get the question, like, what do you guys believe in now? So hopefully these 2 videos helped break that down a little bit with specific topics. If you guys have any other questions, just drop them in the comments or at our Instagram.
At Awaken Truths IG. We got our TikTok, and that's at Awaken Truths LLC.
We have both of our healing journals, the normal version and the PMO version. They will be down in the description box below. And just catch us in our next video. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Catch us